Blake, although probably would have preferred him to take the 30 seconds to ice the game out a little bit, the occasion and the adrenaline of everything just took over us all.
Yep.
But it was a crazy night, to be honest. To be able to come from where we were and to be able to get back into the game, yeah, it was unbelievable. We've trained so much of the scenario stuff, both offensively, defensively, and to see it come out in a big moment in the game was pretty cool.
And what did it unleash? I've never known a football environment at the G to be quite like this.
It was nuts. There's no other way of putting it. It's some of the. We're very lucky that we got the fans we do, and they're very passionate. And they it was supposed to be Melbourne's home game, but I felt like we had more there. And the chaos of the occasion, the game, our change rooms. They're supposed to have room passes for family, family only. We only get like 4 each, and then there's ropes off so we can get some space. And there was people everywhere. I don't know how they all got in there, but it's it's something to be special. It was a special night for us, and but in the end, it's an opportunity to go further.
Yeah.
And we've got eyes set on the Lions this week, and bigger and better things than that.
I suspect, Lachie, watching the game afterwards, you'd think, beauty. Both teams are beating each other up, and Carlton are a bit wounded. Exactly what teams want from the opposition, and they're going to go to the Gabba, and everyone talks about your run and spread, but you're a pretty aggressive team, and I think the Blues are going to come up against a team that's going to test them physically.
Yeah, well, I think it's easy to say that, but you can also look at it the other way. They've had 2 really close, tight finals finishes, so they're sort of battle-hardened and battle-ready. So we've been through both scenarios. I'm not sure which one's better. We've lost a couple of prelims both ways, so I'm not sure what's the best avenue. But yeah, we sort of feel the other way, that they'll be sort of battle-hardened and ready to go down to the wire and throw everything at us. So we've got to be prepared for that.
So what did you do in the off week? Did you have a pretty robust match sim and training sessions preparing for an aggressive game, or did you lighten the load on the bodies?
No, I was a little bit lighter than a match, obviously, but we still got some really good Ks in on Saturday. We had a session Saturday morning, which was a pretty long session. It sort of felt a little bit like pre-season, and the weather here is getting pretty warm too, so it was nice and hot. So we got some good Ks in. There was still an element of match sim and some handball games and stuff, so you get that physical element to it, but it wasn't full tilt, but we still... we basically repeated what we did in the bye week leading into Port Adelaide, so we felt that we were primed and ready for that game, so hopefully it works again.
How concerned should we be about the Jack Payne injury, Lachie? Not training today, and from afar, it feels like we've got our ears pricked for this now.
Yeah, Payne's doing everything he can to get up. I think ankles are pretty sore for the first sort of week or two, and then it can recover pretty quickly. So we're hoping that he'll be right to go. We've got another session on Thursday that he's got a chance to put his hand up and prove his fitness, but we've got guys in the reserves that have been playing all the way through as well. They lost their prelim to Werribee on the weekend, so they've played footy the whole way through, which has been great for our footy club. So we've got guys like Darcy Gardner and Dara Joyce, who's played some footy this year as well, who can come in if Payne doesn't get up, but the club will give Payne every chance. I'm sure he's had a great season and been so important for us. So, yeah, we'll wait and see, but I'm not too sure which way it'll play out yet.
It's really always interesting in preliminary final weekend with the team that has the bye, Lachie, and you're right about going up against a Carlton team who are match hardened. Do you sense, though, there's a sense of calmness about the Lions with your recent history and your pretty good performances, but haven't been able to get there? Do you think there's a sort of a bit of calmness, a bit of knowledge this year with your Lions?
Yeah, I think so. We've been here 2 or 3 times. We've played a fair few finals. I think this is our 5th final series in a row. So we sort of know what to expect, what's coming. I wouldn't say we're calm. We're still on edge. Feel like we play our best footy when we are like that. So we're probably just more mature. We know what's coming, and we're excited for the opportunity. But I feel like the group knows that now's the time, and we're looking forward to putting in a good performance at the Gabba on Saturday. But it's going to be a great game. Like I said, Carlton have played 2 great finals, and their sort of lack of experience, I suppose, is sort of erased now, I think, with their last couple of games. So it's going to be on. It'll be great.
The last bit of news was Jack Silvagni signed for 2 more years to stay at the Blues. He's sort of been through a lot this year as to how this was going to pan out. For his teammates, what's your sense of that?
No, I gave him a text this afternoon. He's pretty rapt to get the 2 years done, and his history at the club. He's one of my mates, and he wanted to stay at the club definitely, and he loves the footy club. I think there's a bit of vision on the weekend after we won. He's almost in tears, so it's awesome for him to be able to get that locked away. It gives him some time to sort of get his body right over the off-season as well. He's had a pretty up and down year in terms of his rig, so I'm rapt for him. Yeah.
It's great to have you both with us on such a night. Lachie, the very best of luck hosting another preliminary final as you look for a second grand final in your career.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Have fun.
Sam, there's this wonderful pilgrimage of Carlton people heading north, so you'll be well represented when you get to the Gabba, I reckon.
Yeah, there's been a bit of chaos trying to get the tickets and the airfares all sorted, so looking forward to having all of our fans up there, and which should be a cracking game of footy.
Do you want your sling back that you wore in?
Sam Docherty and Lachie Neale with us ahead of Saturday's